Hi, I'm Gonzalo Moraga, principal at McBride High School, welcoming you to our beautiful campus and hope to see you here sometime soon to visit our campus, meet our students, walk through classrooms, and see all the wonderful things that are happening here. Yes, so I'm going to show you a web page. So I don't know if you want to take some notes, and then I can share stuff with you that way, because that's the other thing that you can share with people. A lot of the information we have for Long Beach Unified, it is on our district webpage. So I'll project it over there to the TV.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the current situation is that since March 13th, we have been with online classes. Um, and there's been no students at school.
No students.
No
Are
students.
teachers on Zoom with the students?
So teachers have our district work with their union that they could work out of the home. It's almost like you apply to it. So there's certain guidelines for you to work out of the home.
Oh.
And so I have some teachers that are here.
Oh, they come here to.
They come here to work. They go to the classroom, but everything is done through Zoom, and our platform is Canvas.
Oh, Canvas.
Okay, Canvas. Go in.
Okay.
But I want to show you what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay, here's let's go to an English class.
Okay.
So now we're going to go in. So here's their Zoom connection. So then I'm going to go and join it.
Oh.
So you just got to wait for her to let me in. And there she's letting me in now.
That's nice.
Yeah. Hi, Miss Garda. How are you?
They're reviewing their narrative essays right now.
They're doing what? I'm sorry.
They're doing peer reviews of their narrative essays right now in breakout rooms. Do you want to go see one?
Yeah, I want to see one. I have some visitors here that are.
Hi.
Hello,
Oh, there
Miss
she is.
Garda.
I
So
keep
these are
thinking it's
ninth
up there.
graders. So this is what they're working on. So this is where their assignments at. Here she's got announcements, for Zoom links. You know, some teachers are really great, and what they do is that you see this like little folder. Here's the module, the Zooms, the syllabus, the text, the homework, the norms, the contacts, the grades. The kids can check. And then she's got any kind of like videos that she wants to play, she puts them right there.
Oh.
And this was her back to school presentation. So that's another way of like clicking into things and going into their work.
Wow. Okay.
So our teachers have been getting lots and lots of training to do this. So before school started, we had 5 days of professional development. Because when we left in March, we were the old system, right? The old system was just like in person, and none of us have been really fully trained in online learning. You know, we as a system were not set up for that. We were set up for the kids, you know, being in front, you know, of the teachers. So our teachers did a great job in getting quickly retool, retrain. We have to get tons of Chromebooks to send with the kids. We have to get hotspots so they have internet signal. Then we did a really good job here of giving materials out. So we did textbook distribution. So the kids came and got their textbooks, they got their materials, they got packets if they needed them. So they took all that home. They took Chromebooks if they needed them. So now we've been online learning since then.
Wow.
We have really good attendance. You know, 97, 98% of our kids are going every day on a Zoom. So now we were hoping that January we come back, but things are not looking so good. So that's where the worry is. So what our district is doing, it's this page that I was showing you earlier. It's called the COVID dashboard.
Okay.
So even if you go, so the first thing you can see here is how many confirmed cases there have been in schools.
Okay.
You know, it goes by the date. You know, I looked at
And
this
this is for
Yeah.
the whole unit, okay, whole.
for all of Long Beach Unified School District. Yes. So there's been 47 employees that tested positive, 18 students, 6 visitors.
Oh.
And this is the amount. I was looking at this before Thanksgiving. It
Uh-huh.
was 35.
Oh, it went up?
Really? This number
Yeah.
71?
It's now 71. So it's
Wow.
double.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And how do they know this is up to date?
Well, they self-report, right?
They
So
self-report, okay.
Yeah, so
I see.
if they are positive, they will tell us, you know, they're
Oh.
positive. So then there are the sample general, so let's say that somebody gets infected, this is what it gets sent to people that were potentially exposed to, there it is, McBride. And then I will go enter view report. See, we have 0 here.
Oh, wow, that's good, that's good.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
So if you go to another school, let's say, let me go to a school that has CDC. Because I'm pretty sure this school has some, because they have little kids there.
Oh, the little
I'm gonna
kids.
try to pick one that I think will have one. So let me go back up. Oh, they didn't have any there. They
Oh,
made a wrong assumption
This
there.
is for like today or?
It's live,
All
it's-
together.
yeah,
so this is currently happening now.
Since,
Valley High School. So let me go to Wilson, let me go to Miles School.
oh, there you go.
Do we
Wilson,
have anybody there?
yeah.
13. One employee, 11 students. So I bet you anything what happened there
Mm-hmm.
is that they had kids that were in the sports programs because they were coming in for conditioning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Markers that will determine if we come back to school. So one of them would be the infection rate.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the percentages.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be under 7%, and I think we're like at 10 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's also the percentages of hospital beds that are open.
Mm.
So I think right now what our governor is worried is that we're gonna hit
Another.
a critical mass like
Mhm.
by Christmas. That's why they're thinking
They're
of locking
shutting,
everything
slowing
down.
things down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when those two numbers, those two magic numbers are below where they're supposed to be at, let's say that it's 7%, and then the hospital beds need to be like I said 60%.
Mhm.
Okay. Then you have to be like that for like 2 weeks in a row. And then when you have like a consistent pattern of like going down for 2 weeks in a row, then we're gonna consider reopening schools. In the state of California, there have been some districts that have reopened.
Oh,
You know,
really?
because they're more rural, people in it.
Oh.
So it's this county right here.
Huh.
So during that county, Sierra County, I don't know how many schools they have there, but those schools could possibly be open.
Oh.
You know?
Wow.
They could, if they wanted to
It's just-
do that.
Yes. So this is where you need, these are the colors that you need to be at in
Mm.
order for you to start reopening the schools. A lot of the people that are getting COVID, it's Latinos, it's look like 60%.
Wow.
And
Latinos?
also the death rate is among Latinos is the most
Highest.
affected, what is the highest?
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
So 4 weeks ago that I was talking to teachers,
Yeah.
and say, look, it's going down, 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 down,
Uh-huh,
down.
uh-huh.
So if you would have projected this, it would have been going down this way, right? But look, it just
It went
spiked.
up. It's
Yeah.
spiked up by
Yes.
now.
Wow.
And then this is a percentage of ICU beds available. See, this is the number that you don't want to go down. You want this number to be up too.
Oh, I
Then you have like, see, back
see. That means we have
in,
more beds.
on April, you have 4,527 beds available. Now you're down to 1,800
Oh, wow.
ICU beds available. We're still trying to do, interventions for kids. The kids are being graded. When we left last year, they were getting credit, no credit for their classes. We were very flexible with that because we understood what
Yeah.
happened. We couldn't have all those fun end of the year things like graduations and proms and grad nights and senior breakfast or all those. So that was very unfortunate.
It's just pretty much any event.
Any event where you had, a crowd. So right now we're just down to kids come regularly to pick up things, but they don't come on campus. We have like a door there,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like a distance. There's a table,
Right.
and then they have to be wearing a mask, and that's where you come in. Hey, you know what? I need my Algebra 2 book. Okay, here's your Algebra 2 book.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? My Chromebook, it's messed up. It doesn't work.
Right. Some things-
You could come and exchange it, or pictures too. We do yearbook pictures, so there was a whole protocol for that. So besides that, we don't have them. At one point, we were trying to see if we could get like some club activities, like really small groups,
Yeah.
or small groups of kids that could come, but we couldn't have.
Do you
any of
have
that.
any club activities online?
They do.
Okay.
Yes, they do have club activities online. So they do meet, and then they have their meetings. Our associated student body, that it does meet. We still do the student celebrations, like, for example, if we were to do an award ceremony, week information.
Oh, okay.
So that's information about the clubs. And then you can, and then there's kids that talk about their clubs.
Uh-huh. Oh.
That's like 2023.
I know, right? So they're all there.
So how's it been for the students, like mentally?
Yeah, like with such a big change of the school to being.
I know.
How do they feel about
it? It has
that?
been hard, with the social emotional. So we have been
Yeah.
working on that, and it can be in several ways. Like when you come into a Zoom, we're asking teachers and staff to say, "Hey, it's your birthday today," because we get that data, or "How are you doing?" Or do like a question of the day, like, like around Thanksgiving, what are you thankful for? Or it can be, tell me something good that's going on. And then, as you saw in the class that we visited, it's also having those breakout groups.
Mm-hmm.
So where the kids are not listening to like a lecture or they're watching a slide deck, but they're actually working with their peers.
Yeah.
So that's,
Keeping
something
that
that we want them to do.
Interaction,
Is that
someone.
interaction,
Yeah.
right? It's a person to person.
Yeah.
So yeah, the kids are I think they're very eager to come back. And so are the adults too, I think.
Yeah, and the
You know.
teachers are also,
Yeah.
they must be struggling with technology.
Absolutely,
and-
because
Yeah.
you're home too, and also dealing with all those things that go along with not being in the classroom. We do have like a little softball team. We have a soccer team for girls and boys, and they do skirmishes with other high school teams. So we do. So we have little basketball, volleyball.
And do they get to meet in person at all, or are they just?
They're not. They're
Okay.
not. The only ones that they were coming in on campus were some of our comprehensive high schools that they were bringing in the kids for conditioning, meaning that they could run track.
Right.
It's like
exercise,
something where
yeah.
things where they were not in contact person
Right.
But
to
they're,
person.
have to wear masks.
So maybe
and
if it was the two of you coming in and you two were in the basketball team, then the two of you could be sharing a ball. But it was one piece of equipment with two kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it couldn't be like you can do like a game with a whole team.
Right.
Yeah. So it was mainly to keep the students, fit, because if you come back to the season, you have to do some conditioning. You can just come back and play,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Of course.
because then there will be more injuries to the students. But even that's been cut down too.
Oh.
I don't know if there's even some conditioning going on right now.
Yeah. It's hard to probably keep track of that.
It is.
And it must be a lot of responsibility now for the parents, like having
Right.
to play a lot of the teacher role and coach's role, coach roles.
Oh,
and everything.
absolutely, for parents too, making sure that, because in a household there could be pets running around,
Oh yeah.
other siblings,
Interruptions.
other relatives, just the noise of a household, people
Mhm.
coming in and out, and so I think that's the big challenge.
Yeah.
That's a
And
big
How
challenge.
do you
Yeah.
how do you think it would be like? Obviously, there's probably a lot of working parents, and they can't and they might even have to leave and go to work. What
Yes.
happens? Do they get any extra support from the school, or
No,
they just have to figure it out
they have
on
to
their own?
figure out the child care on their own.
Wow.
Yes. I think what the district did do, like I said, we did open up all the preschools for the little ones.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what we opened that up.
Oh, I see.
So those are operating kind of at full capacity.
Yeah, and I think that's most places I believe had, even across the U.S. They did that. They allowed the young kids
The young
to
kids,
come.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
think they had to do that. The chances of them getting the virus or being seriously ill was extremely, extremely low.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and they had to
So-
follow. Yeah.
So that's what we're having.
And what about students that are graduating? Obviously, who graduated in just this year, 2020, and going, and I guess their goals to go into university or
Yeah.
college, like, did that affect them in any way? Did they postpone it? Or?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So last year when we finished the class of 2020, that was our concern too. What are the UCs, the Cal States, what are the universities going to do? Because now you have kids that were in a graded system and they would have gotten the high GPAs, and also it hit us during like some of the
Pinnacle.
SAT season and all that, right? So when the grades are due. So it's almost like everybody gave grace and kind of, all right, we understand that this is a different year. So they were very cognizant of that, so they weren't considering a lot of those scores. So a lot of those kids went in and weren't affected by it. Now, the kids that are in now, they are being graded.
Okay, so now
So
it's changed.
Now
Yeah,
it went
now
back
it's
to getting a
changed.
grade. So before it was credit, no credit. So it was a little bit more flexibility.
When did that start?
That started, I think we went out March 13th with the hope that we were coming back like April 15th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it was right around
Yeah.
spring break,
They're like,
so they said,
"Oh."
okay, we'll be out 2-3
They said
weeks, and
fully.
everybody went home. It was very interesting. They said everybody home for 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah, and
So
then
there was
nothing
like
happened.
nobody
Like,
around
it
here.
was done.
Not even classes. The classes happened during.
Oh no, it was just like
Done.
it was like a
Stop.
freeze, right?
Yeah.
And then we started coming back little by little, and then the kids, because it was just really hard having the shift of drastically going into online. So then when we came back, then the policy was of do no harm. We don't want to harm the students.
Yeah.
So the best way to do no harm was to say, okay, you know what, everybody goes on credit, no credit. And then, like I said, the UCs and the CSUs responded. Now also for the SAT, they've been very flexible with that. Applications were due last week. We had
For-
some work for the UCs and the CSUs and a lot of the private colleges.
Is that for?
See, that's the end of the class. I still have the benefit.
Oh, they do?
It's still going.
Yeah, I still have the
Going?
benefit just so we can keep that.
Yeah.
Does it help?
Exclusive
you?
session.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, you know what's going on. Yeah,
That's fine.
exactly.
So, and you still stick with that schedule even
We
though
do.
that was online.
Those are bell
Same as
schedules right there.
Bell schedule still
got it.
happens.
And then that's our odd and even days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think that some of the students enjoy being at home doing this versus being here, or has that been
You know what?
expressed?
I could share some data with you on that. We did do something at the end of the year. We haven't done one since. And I would say that there are some students that are very comfortable with it. With the format. But I would say the majority of them would want to come back. They want to be
Yeah.
in class. It's almost like like I told you that March 13th when everybody said, "Oh, we're going to be out for a month." Everybody was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah,
Everybody
of
was
But
like,
then all of a sudden, it's
They're
like,
like,
we were thinking this is going to be like 2 weeks, right? It's like
Right.
a month at most, and then we'll
Yeah.
come back after that. But then when it sunk in,
Mm-hmm.
then it's like, oh, okay, what
Exactly.
are we gonna do?
Yes.
Yeah, then we realized it's gonna take a lot
Yeah.
longer.
yes.
And then, but you were mentioning that things are kind of, at least, obviously not in person, but testing and things are coming back to the way it was before. So, the credit or no credit, you're not offering.
Yes,
that
the grading
anymore.
is definitely back. Yes.
Okay.
And obviously that would be for next year, even though we don't know. if there'll be any
No,
answer.
right now, so the plan A was we do one semester online and then second semester in person. And the plan, well, it's still the plan, but it depends on those numbers that I showed you earlier.
Right.
So the plan is that when we come back with an A and B schedule, meaning that half the kids are here on one day, half the kids are on the other day. So you have
Oh,
like
yeah.
an A-B schedule, A-B.
And that was kind of always the goal that you were trying to aim
Right,
for.
it's
but
just to
it never
have-
happened.
It never happened, right?
Mhm, right.
So let's say that the two of you were at the A schedule and you were in the B schedule. You're an A kid, so you come to your block 1 on the A day, the block 3 on the A day. Keep that schedule, and then you'll be on the B day. So not all the kids here are all the time. It's a
Right.
way of breaking up the school.
Yeah, so like that, I guess they call that a hybrid.
It's a hybrid, exactly. So one day you're home online, and one day you're here in person.
Okay.
Online, in person, online. So you kind of keep switching that around.
Yeah.
Right.
And I guess we can assume that's not gonna happen this year.
I think we can, because of what you see in those
Yeah,
numbers, I don't think
yeah.
it's happening.
No,
Yeah.
I mean
Which is very-
and it's already like
It-
December. So.
Yeah, it's something
Yes.
we could maybe have.
So
in,
hopefully
like,
now
spring.
with the vaccine,
Yeah, as a
you know that I
vaccine.
think they're gonna start sending the first ones December 15th, which I was very happy.
I can
Oh,
believe that.
really?
That's
So,
So,
yeah.
I didn't, I mean, I had, was hoping, but
Yeah,
Had no
I
idea.
read an article last night that that's the date. So what we're hoping for is that we have some level of response to getting more people vaccinated and getting those numbers down, and then that would allow us to fully open maybe in the summer.
Yeah.
how's it been for you personally as a
Yeah.
principal?
Oh, it's for me because I come to work every day. I miss the kids a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So every now and then you see that guy with a skateboard around here.
Uh-huh.
They come during the day, so sometimes I go out and say hi to them,
Oh.
or they come and ride their
I
bikes.
feel like a
Yeah.
little guy right
Or
now.
yeah, they
So
bring their little
cute.
sibling. It's like a little park here. Or if they
Yeah.
come and pick up a book, like I try to be out there doing book distribution.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
you can-
say
you
hi
can
to
kinda
them and see them in the car.
Nice.
When we were taking pictures, same thing. I went out there and saw them. I do see them a lot in the Canvas video, so I have that connection. There's a core of, I say, about 20-25 people that come here every day.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have that routine, of coming into work.
And these are employees?
Yeah, it's the vice principal,
Uh-huh.
the head counselor, the psychologist, all the office personnel, all the custodian personnel, and like I said, some of the teachers,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
that are here. So I will say it's about a third.
There are people. that come.
Yeah, I have about 30 plus teachers, and I would say there's about 10 of them that are here on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But people
very
bring me
healthy.
stuff. Those oranges are from Cassandra's, the
From her-
secretary is from her backyard.
Yeah, these look homegrown.
They look very homegrown. They look like they were supposed to look, right?
Yeah.
They're soft.
Thank you. Goodbye.